Great. We're live. Thank you for joining me for this very special webinar here tonight. What I want to do is share with you some of the information and research that we've been doing on this end and how you can prepare to make some money. It is costing you absolutely, positively nothing to join this webinar tonight. I'm going to play this quick link right here. It is our disclaimer for our business. Our business is Think and Trade. We do not, cannot, and will not give stock advice. We want everybody to know that. So we want to put our disclaimer out there. We want to make sure that it's recorded, that it's loud and clear. I'm going to share my screen once again as this disclaimer plays. All right, here we go. Let's get it going.
This is TNTMoneyMonday.com. It's new and exciting, and we're discussing the hot stocks and stock options that are trading on the New York Stock Exchange each week. TNT's Money Monday.
Think and Trade LLC makes no investment recommendations and does not provide financial, tax, or legal advice. Content and tools are provided for educational and informational purposes only. Any stock options or future symbols displayed are for illustrative purposes only and are not intended to portray a recommendation to buy or sell a particular security. Products and services intended for U.S. customers and may not be available or offered in other jurisdictions. Online trading has inherent risk, system response, and access times that may vary due to market conditions, system performance, volume, and other factors. Options and futures involve risk and are not suitable for all investors. Please read characteristics and risks of standardized options and risk disclosure statements for futures and options prior to trading, which is also available by calling 888-280-8020 or 312-629-5455. And investors should understand these and additional risks before trading.
Hey, thank you for joining me here at TNT Money Monday. It's a new thing that we've done that we haven't done for a while, and we want to share some of the latest information that we found that will help you make money. We named this a $30 billion opportunity. I want to tell you why. One of the reasons why is MarketWatch.com talks about virtual reality. I know we've seen the new things in the mall as they're testing them here in Atlanta. They've had some people out doing some tests on virtual reality, but it's been called the next big thing for the next few years to come. And they're saying by the year 2020, which is only 3 years away, this particular industry will be a $30 billion. Let's put that in the proper context. $30 billion. The current industry for the virtual reality is only $37 million right now. That's why this is going to be such an enormous amount of money made over the next 3 years. So in order to really get into stocks and options and understand how it is that you make money with it, one of the best things you can do is position yourself as new ventures come to the market. One of the ventures that came through years ago, many people probably remember when Walmart started off and how big it has become. Many people probably also remember Starbucks. Starbucks right now has some 23,000 locations. Just imagine that, 23,000 locations. But these are the companies that we're going to talk about tonight who's starting to get involved with virtual reality. It's been said that Facebook has invested some $2 billion into this technology already. If you have been watching CNN, Money, Fox News, Washington Post, all of them are talking about this information that's coming forth. There's two sides that's happening. One, it's called virtual reality. The other side is called augmented reality. This is going to change the way we do day-to-day life and business. Think, for example, if you had an opportunity to go back and sit down at dinner with someone very famous like Shakespeare and to feel like you're actually sitting in the room. And as I talk about this, before I give you these great trades that's coming out, I want you to think what's happening and how much it will actually change the educational system and how much knowledge and the true feel for what happened in a particular situation or date and time that you'll be able to go back and actually look at some type of historical fact. This is big, especially for the fellas and when it comes to football. Imagine this now. You're sitting in your home. Most people have watched the latest games that have been on, and then there's a big Super Bowl coming on. Imagine sitting in the room and you put on a set of virtual reality glasses that takes you into the actual football arena, and you're sitting at home, but you see all the people around you in 3D. You can rotate your head, you can move your body. If you've ever tested one of these, I was in the mall. I tested one of their virtual reality goggles out in the mall. So I knew what it was like when I started to prepare this information. I seen a dinosaur look me so close in the face that it actually had me back up a little bit, even though in my mind I knew I was in a place where it was not possible. But imagine being at a football game. You're sitting there and you can zoom in and watch the actual plays and the movement. For others, it will happen when if you want to be at a concert. Imagine the amount of money that this device is getting ready to generate. You want to go to a concert and it's in overseas. Let's say it's over in Hawaii, and you want to go to Beyonce or someone else's concert, and you want to see her, and you want to experience that live feeling. Imagine putting on a set of goggles and being taken to the actual place where you're in a front row seat and you can see all the people around you and the activity and the sounds of what's happening. You got to remember that some of these companies are buying out major companies. Think about it. Who bought the beat? Who bought the beat? One of the best sounding, at least has been described as one of the best sounding headphones in the marketplace. Put that with virtual reality and imagine what's going to happen. Listen, the iPhone 8 is coming out, and they're using some of this technology already. They're also using something called AMOLED, AMOLED. It's active matrix organic light emitting diode, diode, diode. It's going to be used in the iPhone 8 that's coming out. Now, how do you position yourself and prepare yourself to prosper from what's coming on? We're talking about a 3-year time frame. But one of the first ones I want you to look at, and I believe my screen is still up, it's sharing. And if you can see my screen, just give me a quick yes in the chat box or anywhere so that I know that you can still see it. You see right there that Apple, look what has happened to Apple since about August of 2016 and the growth that is taking place. And it is not even come to light. Apple is just churning along slowly but surely. They're taking more and more of the marketplace. Even when the Samsung had problems with its phone, I was doing some study and some research, and I watched how Apple just began to chunk away at Samsung, and it just kept taking some of the market. It has been doing that over a period of time. But it's not limited to that. The technology that's coming to the phone that can actually do virtual reality right now. I did another test with my iPhone 6 to see how some of the virtual reality tests would do. And if you go on the internet, you can test it if you have an Apple phone right now too. You can take your phone and actually move within a particular picture and see in 3D around the area that it covers. So when this technology hit, Apple, AAPL is a symbol, is going to be one that you can profit from. How? Look at it currently. Since August, Apple was running right at about $102 or so right here in August. In 6 months, this stock has jumped uh, approximately $17. Now, if you're carrying 1,000 shares or less, or whatever number you carry in Apple, you made an average of $19 per share profit. However, if you are trading options and you're trading them in what we call leaps, then you can go out a whole year on a particular option and still control that stock. Can you imagine how much money you would make when a stock moves $17 in 6 months? I'm telling you, you will generate some really nice profits if you position yourself for what's happening in this new arena and how you can. I'm telling you, you're going to be able to really gather some dollars if you prepare, begin to put your money aside. Leap options cost a little bit more than the regular options because you're buying time. You're buying time. The next stock I want you to look at, I've got another one here. Let me see if I can flip over to my next one. And here it comes. Applied Materials. Look at the growth on Applied Materials. Applied Materials is a world #2 chip maker. Recently, it unveiled a system for high volume production of OLED display. This display from the OLED has jumped nearly 153%. They call it AMAT, now has a capability in its screen of producing 100 million iPhones. AMAT, or Applied Materials, its symbol is AMAT, has positioned itself as a major chip maker in this business. And if you look at this chart, we recently traded some of this. Matter of fact, I think we talked about it on Wealth Builders here last night. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that and how to stop in losing some trades and how to balance yourself. But Applied Material is one of the major players. And the third one I want to tell you about is Universal Display. Universal Display. Universal Display symbol is OLED. The very thing we just talked about. OLED is Universal Display Company's symbol. Now, this particular stock has trailed sideways. Universal Display is a key manufacturer in the organic light emitting dioxide, DIODE, diox screen, and it holds multiple patterns. If you notice the clarity that has taken place on your screen here recently, I also noticed with inside the Apple phone, when you go to press inside of your screen to log in, if you look at the light in the background, whatever you were previously playing in the background, and if it's still running, it changes with the back of the screen to change colors. This is attracting many people to the marketplace. Now, there's a couple other players on the side who are preparing themselves also in a very quiet way. One of them is Facebook. Don't let Facebook fool you. They bought Oculus. They are preparing to jump into that marketplace and do some business. Also, Google. Both of them have something that they've been working on in the background in creating virtual reality. I believe Google's is called the Daydreamer, and Facebook, I said, is working with Oculus. Now, once again, if you want to position yourself to win in this $30 billion industry in the next 3 years, if you don't have experience in stocks and options, I think it's time that you find a place to really learn. The way that you make money in the industry of stocks and options is understanding what you are trading. When you begin to look at the background, look at how a stock trades, how many people are getting in, what type of volume is moving with inside of it, what is the relative strength indicator showing you? Is it below its 50 and its 200-day moving average? What next is coming for the company? Are any of these companies out there looking to buy any other companies to add to what they all have? The one thing that I teach in stocks and options, if you really want to be profitable in it, you have to understand who are the ancillary providers. The ancillary providers are the people who prepare items before it goes to the marketplace. For instance, there's going to be some more players that are going to come along that are going to build from this $30 billion industry. Semiconductors, switchers, other lighting companies, other glass companies, different manufacturers are going to start to want to get on board to give some clarity to the view. So this gives you a great foundation. Number one, you've got 3 major stocks that you can build on, that you can start doing your research on, that you can start researching on augmented reality in the virtual reality arena. Another place to find great information is the trade shows. I know one recently just happened. I think it was out in California or somewhere. And one of the things that I want to do here at Think and Trade is start getting individuals who are within our trading system to go to different places, even if we have to help fund it. Let's get some people out there. Let's start drawing information that we can use ahead of time to build real wealth. The people that I really noticed that build wealth really well, they get in on projects before they happen. I've got a couple of other projects that are coming up that I can't tell you about right now, but I'm going to be releasing information here pretty soon. I want you to keep an eye on. One of the things that we're going to be doing is what's called a women's financial fitness. And we're going to be helping women who have been afraid to really get into this market or who have some skills in this market that we can joint venture with to help build up other women for them to work and move forward in the stock and option arena. Number 2, we're working on something called the Kids Corner. Let's begin to help our children from youth build wealth growing up. Hey, until next time, we say, everybody have a good night and go stack that money. Good night, everybody.
This is TNTMoneyMonday.com. It's new and exciting, and we're discussing the hot stocks and stock options that are trading on the New York Stock Exchange each week. TNT's Money Monday.
Think and Trade LLC makes no investment recommendations and does not provide financial, tax, or legal advice. Content and tools are provided for educational and informational purposes only. Any stock options or future symbols displayed are for illustrative purposes only and are not intended to portray a recommendation to buy or sell a particular security. Products and services intended for U.S. customers and may not be available or offered in other jurisdictions. Online trading has inherent risk, system response, and access times that may vary due to market conditions, system performance, volume, and other factors. Options and futures involve risk and are not suitable for all investors. Please read characteristics and risks of standardized options and risk disclosure statements for futures and options prior to trading, which is also available by calling 888-280-8020 or 312-629-5455. An investor should understand these and additional risks before trading.